Hello. Greetings. I forgot to turn the timer on. So I think I'm actually like 10 seconds early or something, but whatever. It's 11, which means it's time to begin. Hello, Phoenix, and hello, anyone viewing anonymously. Hope y'all have had a good week. Welcome back to Homestuck Squared. I thought this would be next weekend, but here we are. They posted it on Christmas Day. So, had some time to, percolate and discuss the contents. And now we are here. Hello, Carencio. Hello. Not really any, big community news stuff. I already kind of talked about Hussey's new project in a different stream. We're pretty much ready to start in on this. And this one, I think, is actually going to use up, all of the time. This is a nice, juicy, long chapter with a whole lot of plotty nonsense. Ho 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 ho. Yeah. I really enjoyed this one, and it's got a lot of really cool things that we can discuss. Ooh, Phoenix, have you not seen this chapter yet? It's good shit. It's very good shit. I am excited. Wait a second. Hello, Biangle Gaming, welcome. So I think whoops, sorry, I don't know if the mic picked that up. That was a knocking over a ruler. I'm missing a bracelet. Hello, Max. Never mind, found it. It was just on the floor. Okay, we're good. Oh my god, where'd it go? No, I found it. It was on my camp bracelet, so I was like, that's important. I need to keep that. My room feels so much darker. I've been doing some art, some painting for a late Christmas gift. And oh my goodness, pardon me. Apologies. I hope that does not continue. And I have a painting light that's supposed to be very good for doing the accurate colors and color mixing and stuff. It's really fucking bright, and I turned it off because I'm not using it right now, and all of a sudden my room feels like a fucking cave. I have the exact same lighting as I always do on in my room right now, but I've gotten so used to having that bright painting light on that now I feel like I am sitting in a fucking cave. Anyway, it's Homestuck Squared time. I'm gonna have a little bit of water, and then let us begin. Okay. Chapter 16. Welcome to my secret lair. Karkat stays for longer than John thought he would. They talk a bit, but mostly they're quiet. Eventually, Karkat gets called away on yet more important war business, leaving John with one final touch on the shoulder. John leans into it in response, though he's a bit ashamed of chasing down a sliver of physical affection so soon after obliterating Karkat's evening like he had. Oh. The rest of that conversation. God, do I ever want to see that. When Karkat is finally gone, John still doesn't move. It isn't as though he has nowhere else to go, since there are quite a few places he might attempt to make himself useful, for better or for worse. He just doesn't feel ready for that yet. The remnants of his house are still smoldering, and he can't stop staring at them. It would make sense, he thinks, to want to root around through the rubble for anything that's still intact, some half-charred keepsake to claim as the last thing left that's still his. he doesn't want to do it, and he doesn't want to think about it, and he still can't move. You are mid-epilogues by Angle. The art in this chapter, excellent. Oh, and regarding the subject matter of this chapter, my previous prediction and hope was that we would return to Dirk and Rose, but I am ecstatic with this. But yeah, the art here. Oh, beautiful. Roxy, whom I love very, 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 very much. Hello. Sweet child who is not a child and is actually in this particular universe many, many years older than me. Well, 2 manys is probably 1 many too much, but finished by the end of the year? Sweet. I'm going to reread them because I happen to have recently come into possession of a physical copy. So that's incentive enough to give them another glance. And hopefully that will assist in recontextualizing some of this stuff as well, to have that more fresh in the mind. Ugh, look at all that pink text. God, I just love Roxy so much. Yes, Corencio, yes. The little happy Roxy. Oh, okay. Hey, John, can you do me a quick solid? Actually, I don't know how quick it'll be, but it's definitely solid. Harry Anderson says I just missed you being here, but could you skip back on over? I need help with something, and your darling boy is holed up in his room working on some fucking craft project or another and can't be bothered. And now that me and you are freshly on speaking terms again, I might as well take advantage of that olive branch and put you to work. Assuming you haven't died in an air raid, that is. Which I'd also be interested in knowing about, so if you would be so kind as to reply instead of leaving me hanging. Oh, you're doing an alternating reading. Interesting, interesting. Through Meat 7 and a few chapters into Candy 7. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, yes, that's right. Last we left Harry Anderson. Oh, you're good, you're good. Last we left Harry Anderson Egbert. He was still in the living room. John left to go try and find the Vriskas. And he was still in the house. So that was the last time we saw Harry Anderson. Yeah, sorry, I'm here. I just had a hard time getting my phone out of these fucking tiny pants. And also my house is bombed out, so I'm kind of grappling with that. But I honestly am not sure how much longer I need to sit around staring at it. Trying to align my memories of my youth with whatever is happening right now. So, short version is no, I'm not dead. And yeah, I can come back over there and help you out. Oh, sweet, you're alive and down to do manual labor. It's a win-win. See you soon. Or, see you soon. What a look. I love Roxy. Fun drinking game. If you are of age. Every time I say how much I love Roxy, take a shot. I don't know if you'll get drunk or tipsy. I don't know how alcohol works. I don't fucking drink. But I heard that I heard from the hip kids this is the fun thing that the cool cats like to do. Anyway, I love her. I love Roxy very much. Sup? Follow me. Well, we're just going to my room, so I guess technically you know the way. Ha, okay. Roxy, meet is Peak Cool Cat. Ugh, meet Roxy. Wonderful, beautiful, splendid, amazing. I love him. Ugh. John follows, trying to shake the ominous feeling he got from what she'd just said. He'd been in and out of this house a lot in the past few days. Why should this be any different? It's not like I could forget. Yeah, I guess you only really saw the living room when you were here the other day, but I have changed some stuff up. Done a little redecoration here and there. May have to do a smidge more if my old BFF decides I'm next on the list for bombing out, but so far so good. Just a couple of exploded cars in the front yard from some shenanigans our dear son and his friends were in, but it is what it is. Can I get you anything? Just made some coffee. No, I'm good. Shattered cat mugs on the lawn? What? Shattered pottery, maybe flower pottery, and like general debris from the car explosions mentioned. I think. But yeah, one of them definitely looked like it had like a face on there. My glasses are so fucking dirty. I need to clean those. Sorry, I was just trying to like, look at the screen in the art, but it's kind of hard to do that when there's like a giant smudge in the way. Little cat whisker faces. Yeah. No, it's very possible that it's cat themed garden pottery. Because I mean, like, they got that alchemy shit. They can do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, to a certain extent. You too? Yeah. Yeah, let me just clean these things off here on my t-shirt, because that's, obviously the fully correct way to do that. Okay. That wasn't a very thorough cleaning, but even that much made a world of difference. Okay. Yeah, just like this one line. May have to do a smidge more if my old BFF decides I'm next on the list for bombing out. That's gotta fucking hurt for her watching all this stuff. God. Also, this is a look. I love this dress. Tossing those vibes out there. Loving that shit. Also, gorgeous. Love what you've done with the place, Roxy. Beautiful bedroom. Amazing. Fucking, like, cat plant pots and with, like, fucking cattail plants sticking out the top. I mean, like, cattails usually are brown at the top, but they look like vaguely cattail plant shaped. It's an oversized sweater. Well, fine. Yeah. Could be oversized sweater. Could be. That's like, a popular-ish thing now, I think. Making, like, purposefully oversized sweaters. So they're, like, kind of fitted. They're, like, extra long on purpose. So it's sort of like a dress. Things that are this short are definitely called dresses at places like Forever 21. Oh, they're out of business, aren't they? Such a look. Like how it's void colored. Yes, the void colors are present. What is fashion? I don't know. I just put things on my body that I like. Oh yes, the painting behind the lamp is really fucking nice. And the cute baby pictures of baby Harry Anderson. Oh my god, the fucking, like, that tiny little face. And the two of them. The stretching cat with, like, it's just, it's 110% Roxy, and it's very iconic. This whole room. Cat hat Harry? Yeah, oh my god, true. And the hat also has, like, cat ears. And I'm like, what happened in here? Roxy shrugs and swirls her own coffee around in her novelty mug. Wine glass. Handle. Does it become a mug because it has that handle? Because I think that's a wine. I think, personally, that is not a novelty mug. That is just a wine glass with a handle, which I guess would be a novelty wine glass. I think it is leaning more in the wine glass direction. Personally. John looks around. A lot about the room is the same. The family photos, the rug. There's a lot more cat stuff in there now, though, and the bed is new. John feels like he's about to take a test he hasn't studied for. He makes himself focus on what he's saying. Oh, and what she's saying, sorry. And reveal of this photo on the wall, which appears to be John and Roxy. Maybe a wedding photo, just judging from, like, the clothing silhouettes. Ugh, God, Roxy is fucking iconic, and I love her very much. Okay. Yeah, still has the framed photo of their wedding. Like, oh. Suit yourself. I'm of the opinion that it hits the fucking spot after a night of watching your friends and ex-friends duke it out in some global warfare, but to each his own. Roxy, I think, is coping with exactly how I would, which is to be excessively casual about it, despite the fact that it's, like, horrific. The green? I think that's a bouquet. Yeah, maybe in a bit. I'm still sort of waiting for everything that's happened in the past few days to catch up with me, but I'm okay for now. So, what was this favor? Yo, why don't you just come rest your tush for a bit? Take a little relax next to me here. Why isn't John wearing normal clothing? I'm pretty sure it's for the symbolic payoff. The eventual symbolic payoff of having him don a new wardrobe and shed his childhood trauma from the game. Roxy's reaction is so valid, especially when it was declared on her son's birthday. Oof. Yeah. Whoops, I forgot to turn on captions. I don't want to keep the tab for the captions in the browser that I'm streaming on, because it's just, I feel like it's unnecessary clutter. Like, I can just keep that in my private browser, press the start button, get the party going, without having that kind of, like, back-end stuff in the thing that I'm streaming. I forgot to press the button, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to remember to press the button. But captions are on now. Author commentary, but John treated the game as the game for the longest is relevant here. Yeah. Roxy, oh god, I hate this part, John, stop. Roxy, I'm flattered, but I don't know if that's really the right step right now. Don't get me wrong, everything seems so fucked up right now that when I try to think about what might actually be the right step, it feels like a huge cartoon question mark might physically manifest over my head. but I'm not sure if rekindling our physical relationship is really the best. Are you kidding me right now, Egbert? This face. Oh my god. I love Roxy. I'm not. Unless you were. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Fuck. Okay. I'm not. Unless you were. In which case, yeah, let's say I was also kidding. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this is making me freak out. Candy from my ignore 9/11 to Memorials of the Year because it's your dad's literal birthday. Oh. Yeah, that was my that was my Nana's birthday too. Yeah, September 11th. God, I love this face. It's a perpetual vibe these days, honestly. I remember our past boot knocking with fondness, but that is a situation I'm not interested in revisiting. Look, John, I was trying to be polite about it, offering you sustenance and rest and all, but you look like shit. I just wanted to catch up on the whole heinous war situation we're in and maybe check in on everyone before leaping straight to the real and actual non-sexual manual labor favor I have in mind for you. Oh. John feels his shoulders unbunch. Of course, yeah. He's almost embarrassed by how relieved he feels. So what if his ex-wife wanted to hook up? Shouldn't that be a situation he could navigate? Don't people like to find solace in human physical connection during dire times? Why did the idea of it make his mind white out in panic more than, say, any number of the dramas he just experienced? He doesn't know, but he believes Roxy that he must look pretty haggard. He probably feels haggard? Maybe sitting down will feel better. Candy, oh yes, Candy Roxy's mom energy, much, much, much better than Beta Mom Lalonde energy. Absolutely. You can just barely see a cat face on one of the pillows. I love the vibes here. Them, that tension's over with, and they're just like chatting and shooting the shit, and it's so good. Hi, Aleph. Hard agree. Love these two so fucking much. Homestuck is good, actually. Oh, yeah, the lamp. Yeah, it's on the little cattail. Yeah. This is a good conversation. Sorry, like I said, my how to react to stuff meter is completely fucked right now. That's fair, bud. Real fast, I do need to do a quick take back of all that shit I said last time we talked about Janie not being literally the most evil person we knew or whatever. I guess I was hopped up on arguing or something, since that was before we hit our conversational vibe, because of course you were right and I should have listened. I'm just glad you're okay. Or like, alive. Yeah, jury's still out on okay, but Yeah. You said your house is gone? Yep. Completely. Jeez. I would ask how you're feeling, but the answer to that has got to be pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, no? It's weird. It feels like it should be a bigger deal, I guess. Like, it's my house. But mostly, it always felt like my dad's house. And when I started living there after I moved out of here, it was like I crammed myself back into whatever was left of my kid's self. And it didn't feel good, but at least it was familiar, Like living there let me feel closer to my dad, trying to be like the way I remember him, or like how I remember him wanting me to be, or something. I didn't realize how much I hated doing that until I saw it all go up in flames. So I guess I could have used my powers to stop the fire and save whatever was left of the place, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Like, some fucked up part of me was glad I got there some fucked up part of me was glad I got there too late. So I just sat there watching, trying to figure out why watching my house burn down felt like I was being released from prison. And even now, I keep trying to explain it away as though it's because of how fucked up everything else has been that it made me feel good. But that's just bullshit. It did feel good. I do feel free. Sorry. Oh, we got an ooze for the rest of this conversation? But yes, this is a big... Yeah, so this is getting even deeper into that psychology of how John was feeling and why he didn't save the house. Because that was one of the biggest things that kind of came out of the update when, his house was burned out. Was like, his powers, they're right there. But, he's talking about his relationship with Dad and such outside of, the kind of childish context we get in Homestuck proper. Yeah, and that breath equals freedom. Subject of breath equals freedom is coming up once more as well. Yeah, I'll come back to a couple of lines in this once we finish this page. Gender. Yes, we're getting to the gender. We're going to talk about the gender. There's a little more gender nonsense as we get down to the bottom of this page, and then we'll kind of talk about all of the gender. Take a gander at gender. Ay. Yeah, but we'll circle back to all of this. No need to apologize. We just delved into my whole gender thing last time, so it seems fine for you to have a turn. I didn't say it was a gender thing. Well, no, I just meant like I did some sharing. Like referring to the topic I brought up when we chatted last. But like now that you mention it, meaningful pause. We can move on to the favorite part if you'd rather. 'Cause that smacks of gender. You had interesting timing for this. Oops. Oh yeah. In uwu speak. Okay. Take a gander what gender, Gunther. But yes, so context of this whole, he didn't say it was a gender thing, but when pressed on the issue, yeah, because that then, immediately brings up the image of manliness that Dad Egbert is very strongly associated with, and those kind of values that he placed on John and the ways in which he did that. I hate Twitter. There's people on Twitter who are upset because they think that they're like trying to make Dad Egbert problematic, and they're really mad about that or whatever. But like, here's the deal. Like, no? I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they continue to explore the idea of how John's relationship with his dad influenced his experience of gender, his expression of gender, and things along that line. But, like, there's a difference between, like, Bro's abusive pushing of ideals of masculinity onto Dave and, like, Dad Egbert. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just makes me think of, like, Never thought of his dad being problematic. Yeah, and most people fucking wouldn't. This is just people on Twitter who are determined to read malicious intent into every single line of this comic. Yeah, captions on desktop. Sweet. Okay, good. They're working. Good. Yeah, how did you do that? But yeah, I just like, getting a little personal, like, man, I was thinking a lot about this before stream, and now all of a sudden I've, like, lost the kind of train that I wanted to follow with this. Yeah, that Dad Egbert, who was so convinced his son was into clowns in a weird way that he went out of his way to try and bond with his son over it, to the point where John thought his dad was the one with the weird clown fixation. That same Dad Egbert? Yeah, that hyper supportive Dad Egbert is what people are saying. They're trying to make Dad Egbert a bad person for just like there's a difference between, like, active, malicious, if you are not like this, you are not worthy, kind of like, again, the bro kind of attitudes about gender, versus, like, ideas about gender showing up in someone's parenting style as just, like, a passive thing because they've never really thought about it any differently. You know what I mean? Oh, turned opacity on and off again. Weird. I'm gonna try that in an incognito window, actually. Wow, I love it when I misspell my own channel name. Yeah. I guess when it comes to okay, opacity. Where's the, if I turn visible off and then on again, it's not doing any, where are you finding opacity settings? Yeah, it is interesting watching them work. They're mostly accurate, so I'm, like, generally pretty happy with, like, where I don't know. I can't find this setting. Maybe it's because it's on my own computer. I don't know. But anyway. No, like, I clicked on the button and I'm looking at the options and all I'm seeing is the visibility toggle rather than opacity. Below the larger? You just, okay, yeah, because I can't see this. Oh, like, really? Oh, it's right on top of the chat, so it's hard to see. What? If I click on it, it just changes spots and it doesn't turn them on. I left those visible, right? It seems really difficult to even, yeah, I'm going to have to fix that application because this is, if it's this difficult to get it working, then it's not, like, working properly and I need to fix it. Anyway, getting distracted from subject at hand. Long story short, as a personal example, I am incredibly grateful for how supportive my parents are of, like, pretty much everything. But I'm not out to them, really, because I've seen how they've handled things like pronoun use for another family member, for my friends, and I just don't. That just sounds like an incredibly stressful thing for me to have to even try and deal with them. But they're really supportive of me in, like, basically every way, right? Like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna go into detail and all that because this is not a fucking therapy session. But yeah, so I do feel kind of that sort of personal connection to this. Yeah. And I feel like with Dad Egbert, it might have been, a similar kind of situation. Like, Dad Egbert, we see in many examples that he loves John so much and is a very, very supportive parent in many other ways, but, like, just doesn't even, like, gender nonsense doesn't occur to him to even examine because it's just so, it's ingrained. He's never been challenged to really think about it before, and I feel like that's the case for a lot of folks, yeah. Yeah, so that was kind of my thoughts on that. I don't think that this makes Dad Egbert evil. And again, a lot of the stuff about Dad Egbert is all, like, projection, because we have very, very few clues within the comic as to how exactly he would react to, for example, June coming out to him, right? We'll probably never know, considering Dad Egbert was not the Egbert with an alpha counterpart, as far as I know. Dad Egbert does have an alpha counterpart in Dad Crocker. And Dad Crocker stayed by Jane's side through all of this nonsense and was assassinated near the end of the Candy Epilogues. Now, Meet Dad Crocker is currently in Midnight City with Diamond's Droog in the bonus updates. Yeah. They're getting, like, a little gay. I'm enjoying that. But yeah. Hydrate. Oh, will do. Oh, and I have not forgotten that I need to continue ooh-wooing when I get back to reading. Same category. Supporting but confused. You've been out for a while, but they stumble over pronouns a lot. Yeah, yeah. It feels a little bit like, I know that my parents can do a lot better than they are with pronoun stuff. Let's just put it that way. And they get a little bit, sometimes they're a little snippy with me if I try and correct them. And I just figure it, I would probably hurt a lot to kind of be on the receiving end of their flippance. Let's put it that way. I think it's just, there's something, I think it just hasn't quite clicked how important it is and how much it actually means. Because, I mean, you know, there's this. It's not something that having that kind of respect, you know, they've never had to demand that kind of respect, you know, so they haven't really had to think about it. I get it. Yeah. One day. One day I will come out to them. Will it be when I still live here? I don't know. I don't know. They know that I'm all over queer bullshit, and they're just kind of like, you know, they're chill. Almost typed Meat City. Meat City. Yeah, Dad in the bonus updates. What will he do? Bunch of things. What was it called? Also putting a lid on that topic. Yeah, my parents are also interesting opinions about that. Anyway, yeah. Veering back to comic things, those are my thoughts and onions about all that stuff, and like, you know, feeling kind of connected to it. Also, when it comes to like sexuality stuff, you know, there's some teasing about, you know, boy stuff. I was just like, damn, like they really don't know. That did stop after it came out, but yeah, that kind of like, you know, that's just what they know. Anyway, I feel like I'm not making sense anymore. Do crimes be gay? Yes. Yes. Precisely. That is the way the bonus updates are going right now. Okay. Right. Didn't say it was a gender thing, but like, huh. Okay. Making sense. Okay. Thank you, Phoenix. We are gonna get back to this chapter though, because there is still a lot left. Oh my god, it's 11:45. Okay. Whoa. Oh my god, trying to say lol, but fucking uwu voice. Whoa. Well, we can move on to the favorite part if you'd rather. Stick a little pin in that topic and come back to it when you have had sweep. Like I said the other day, it's not like this shit's figure-outable in one sitting anyways. Yeah. So, moving on. Don't be mad, but there was a part of the house you didn't know about the whole time you lived here. What? Yeah, I got a secret lair for my sciences, and I get to it via a transporter-wiser underneath our bed, which is too heavy to move by my lonesome, so I just needed to borrow some of your aforementioned powers of wind. So if you don't mind, whoosh away. I know, I love her. I love Roxy too. Fucking figure-outable. Making words up like that. That's a mood. Yeah, it's fucking science time. Surprise! We were talking about Mom Lalonde earlier. Low-key Mom Lalonde vibes. Secret Lab. Mom Lalonde vibes, but like in a good way. Okay, well, secret science, well, sure, I can deal with that. Why not? It doesn't work out great when I do the windy thing indoors, though. I then know when Benning just use your man-grit. Roxy flexes, the corner of her mouth pulled up into a familiar grin. John feels in his guts, so recently calmed, twisted up into knots again. Her eyebrows shoot up and the smile loosens. He must have shown something on his face. Okay, just like push when I push. We both got sick muscles. No other adjectives necessary. Yeah, okay. On 3? Person grit time. Yes. Or just, grit time. In the crazy science, yes, in the scientist way, not the self-destructive alcoholism way. But yeah, this all smacks of gender. But yes, the seeds are being planted for June. You would also have a twang of Felix for her if you flexed in front of me. Yeah, we got all this shit just smacks of gender, and we're getting that sweet setup building up to fully fledged June Egbert. The egg. There are cracks. The egg is hatching. The Egbert. Haha. I know, not original, but still enjoyable. Cat pillows confirmed, most importantly of all. Oh, absolutely. Those are cute as shit. God. But yes. We're getting there. Oh my god. I also saw someone say that they, in a Discord server, kind of like, oh my god, I just saw someone say that they think, that the What Pumpkin team is queerbaiting and being transphobic because they're dancing around June Egbert and they're not just putting it out there. And it's like, what? Do you know how writing works? Do you understand how serialized media works? Do you also understand that I think the vast majority of people on the Square team are trans people who, and many of them are strongly connected to the narrative of June. Like, hello. Please and thank you. Folks. Pals. Maybe, just maybe, you are reading you're unduly reading malicious intent into literally everything. But yeah, I personally feel like they've been doing a pretty good job of putting this setup in the text and building up to it. Call back to the sentiment about Kanaya being fridged before she became a vampire. I guess it is kind of similar to that. I guess there's some relation. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I feel like I had a thing I was gonna say and then I forgot it. Oh yes. Yeah, I mean, I do have full faith that, they're gonna write out June Egbert and, do her justice. Although, I also had full faith. I was one of the folks who had full faith that, when everybody was pissed off that Lonk's friend Sim didn't mention anything about him being trans, I was like, well, you know what? The actual fucking game isn't out yet. So, I have full faith that there's going to be something in the game. They're going to talk about it there. And then they didn't at all. So, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe, that was originally canonized in a tweet from Cohen. So, maybe Cohen was not supposed to say that on Twitter. But, yeah. That was also a thing that they did. But, I still 110% trust that they're gonna do June that sweet, sweet justice. And it's gonna be good. And it ties into some things later, potentially. So, let's keep peeping the rest of this chapter. Holy shit. Sorry to lop yet another huge scoop onto your little brain's ice cream revelation sundae. So wait, if this thing's always been under the bed, how do you get down here before without me? Well, that's neither here nor there, John. I mean, it is kinda here. Fine, okay, checkmate. I don't actually need your nerd grit for this escapade. Like, sorry, but I said it. I mostly just wanted to see you and show you what's down here. And also, you've been sent for. Did you egg a clip on the Discord? Thank you. Okay, but like, John, I am inviting you to my inner sanctum. I am literally bringing out the word sanctum in case you weren't already clued into how cool this is. So do you want to go to my secret lair or what? Yeah, yes, yeah, yes, I guess. Aye, good. Then as they told me in the hospital before little HA was born, just push. See you downstairs. Disappear. And we make a brief return to sprite style for the transportalizer effects. Look who it is! It's Callie, who last we heard of in Candy was, I believe, still scrawling incoherently on walls in the dark. But hey, she's back, baby. And interestingly enough, we'll get a better look at that outfit as the panels continue. Callie is wearing the like altered Muse of Space outfit that Aradia was wearing in the last ship update with her and Davebot and old Callie. Hey, Callie, I got him. Oh, damn, John, sorry, I should have also told you Callie is here. We've been hanging out again. One more freak for your bean. I love Roxy. Oh, it's okay. My bean feels pretty well adjusted to freakage at this point, so keep them coming if you like. Okay, cool. I will. Oh boy, did I ever. You were gonna remark on the wall scrawling. Roxy mentioned it in the epilogues, so you know a little about this, right? Makes sense it was a lair and not, like, on her suburban home walls. I mean, we don't... Do we actually know where Callie was doing the scribblings? Because, I don't think it was in here in particular. Do I get to know what the big thing under the sheet is? No. Oh, okay. Are you sure? I mean, it seems like a pretty prominent feature of the room. Space. Wherever we are. There has, of course, been instant theorizing that there is a snake portal under here, but I'm not sure if that's the silhouette of the snake portal. An element in the room under the machine, or some other snake machine. Yeah, there's... What may or may not be under the machine is recontextualized by the rest of the conversation that happens here. It do kind of look like a snake portal, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this kind of shadow here, where it's got that like rounded piece and then like the stuff that goes up higher, is snake portal-y. Granted. You know, this kind of the two taller points on it. Snake portal-y. Granted. But then like what's going on over here? If it's a snake portal, then what's all this like under the sheet over here behind Roxy? and a totally mysterious and completely inconspicuous feature it will have to remain, for now. We are just kinda in a hurry here, FYI. And by that I mean we are in precisely the amount of hurry that means I'm excused from having to aid that specific cue right now. Right, sorry. I will pay no attention to the object behind the curtain. You catch on fast, Egbert. Anyway, there's more cool info coming, so just follow me. More oohs. Will do. Some water. Okay. So, this is all downstairs? It seems like you had a lot of work done. Wow. No, not exactly. We're in the old meteor. Uh-huh. So this is the Meteor Journey meteor, in particular. Fancy design? Maybe. The horn... Yeah, it has the horn straps on it, too. The hood design. Onto the house? Okay, so in hindsight, it may have been a bit misleading to say, like, downstairs. Downstairs. In reference to a place which is hells of buried underground and may not actually be literally under the house. But there was no time to explain all that why now, John? So instead, I'm going to refer you to my adorable little green friend here. And she blushes. Oh! Where the meteor physically is? Yeah. I don't know where exactly on Earth C in terms of, like, continental region. But, you know, it's there. It's somewhere. Ahem. Hi, John. Long time no see. And this... Okay, this is the really long page. So I'm gonna say... I'm gonna call it for oohs. And we're gonna take 5 here. Because it is about 1. And this is a long fucking page. It's blush. Yeah, it's a little blushy emoji. Last you heard, they were all hovering it over the troll city? I do not recall that in particular. Identical to radius, but the swirl is opposite. Interesting, the swirl's opposite. Also, Callie's cheeks are now filled in. I saw some people saying this may have just been an overlooked in the art design, because there were supposed to be swirls. But I don't think so, because Alt Callie fucking ate Lord English. Oh, she's also not wearing the Ring of Life. Another thing to note, but she's still here. Now, the Ring of Life, only one can exist in a universe. And right now, I believe in Candy Universe, Mina is wearing it because she steals it from John after the battle in Meat. And then hops through into the black hole and lands on Candy Earth with the ring on. So it's possible that caused the Ring of Life to disappear from Callie. Filled in cheeks makes sense. The Ring of Life is much more mysterious. Yeah, so it could be just a very weird, like, universal existence, like, specific to Callie situation where they've kind of hit a weird clause where it's like, for shrubs, if the other half dies while they're wearing the Ring of Life, then they gain that life and they don't need the Ring of Life anymore or something. I don't know. That's a stretch. But yeah, if Mina wearing it made Callie absorb or disappear, or just your typical Juju conflict, unclear. Yeah, but either way, the cheeks being filled in is easily explained by the fact that Lord English just fucking got eaten and is no longer in existence. But the Ring of Life thing is interesting to consider. Him. Yes. Anyway, I got distracted again. That's the perpetual mood. Okay. We'll keep playing this song about L word. And just take a quick little 5-minute break. Rest my voice. Get ready for some eerie talk, because we getting real plotty and narrative-y coming right up. Okay, back in 5. Oh, I'm so mad. I gotta pause it right as Dumbass Terminal starts. Dumbass Terminal. Okay, the Malik song fucking slaps. It's so good. Definitely finishing out stream with that one today. It was one of my favorite songs in this whole album. But yes, plotty. It's a word. It's a good descriptive word, I think. So, we got an uwus for this conversation. I'll do a little bit of this conversation because I did the last page in uwu, but you know, it was a shorter page. I'll do a little more uwuing for you. Okay, let's fucking get into this. This whole thing smacks of plot. Indeed it does. I'm very excited for discussing these things. Okay. Oh, hey, Cowie. Cowie. It sure has been a while, huh? Now that I think about it, the last time the three of us hung out like this was when I was aggressively third wheeling your prenuptial courtship. If you don't mind, John, I'd rather not rehash that period of our lives. It was more than a little painful for me. Oh, God, jeez, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. John, I'm only pulling your leg. Don't worry. Okay, I'm gonna regular Callie voice this. Let's see if I can remember what my fucking Callie voice is supposed to sound like. Oh, John, I'm only pulling your leg. Don't worry. If anything, I was personally a little thrilled with how things shook out in that respect. Imagine, if you will, a young shrub raised in solitude, whose only solace was the convoluted and tumultuous romantic schemata she projected onto her only friends from another universe. And then further imagine that this young shrub, through various even more convoluted contrivances, ended up in the company of those self-safe friends as an equal participant in their sphere of social discourse. It is a joy the like of which you possibly cannot fathom. So to put it simply, getting to experience such emotional drama myself was an impossibly enriching experience. Possibly a first for my species. It's actually quite interesting if you... Oh, right, yes. I'm getting a little carried away. I'm sorry. This is not how I planned to begin this vital conversation. But to summarize, what I was trying to say is, don't beat yourself up about it, John. Besides, human divorces are even more fascinating than I had ever imagined, and being able to witness yours in motion was an honor. So consider us about even at this point. Dude, what the fuck? That's very Callie, though. Very... alien observer of humanity. It's a good take on here. I can dig that perspective on the emotional bump in your life. Yeah, like, gee, thanks. Happy to... Pleasure to give you the service? What? Like... Callie really out here like sick divorce, bro. Yeah, though. Oh my god. But yeah, Callie was really just like, what a fascinating social experiment. Thanks for letting me observe. Goddamn. Okay, well, that's good to know. I mean, yeah, John's just like uncomfortable with that. Can't blame him. So, I hear that there's this big secret thing you want to tell me about?
Oh, right, yes, of course. Let me just say first of all how thrilled I am that you're on board. I wasn't sure if your natural inclinations would have precluded your coming to such a place I wasn't sure if your natural inclinations would have precluded your coming to such a place as this, and yet here you are. This whole endeavor will be so much easier with your help.
Oh, well, shucks. Not really sure what that means, but I'm just glad to be of use somewhere. Which, speaking of somewhere, well, because you always lamented that Callie and alt Callie didn't feel like the same person, and now the converging is making the picture more clear. Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't quite viewed it like that. Yeah, I mean, like, they definitely, you know, I mean, all Callie's experiences were personality-shatteringly different, right? But yeah, this does kind of, that angle of scientific observation could be something that they have in common, yeah? Which, speaking of somewhere...
Ah, right. You're probably a little curious as to where the dickens we are. How much do you know about black holes?
Like the big space things?
They aren't always big, actually, and in fact, their relative smallness is practically their defining quality.
Oh.
But okay, I think we are on the same page. So, what if I told you that we are inside of a black hole right now?
Like here? We just transportalized into a black hole?
No, I mean, what if our whole world was inside a black hole?
Okay.
Earthsea, or at least our version of it, has, from the moment we crossed the victory threshold, been inside a black hole.
Okay.
And not just any black hole, but the very black hole in which the green sun ultimately met its demise, allowing our victory in the first instance.
Huh. Ruffle my fucking AO, Egbert.
Shh.
I love Roxy's, like, side commentary. Like, someone just told you we're inside of a black hole, and you said, huh? Like, yeah. Seemed like an odd outlier when Homestuck focuses so heavily on nurture. It's cool to see main Callie being more alien. Yeah, so they're cluing together what the heck is up with Earth, with Candy Earth. So what happens when you eat the dessert first, John? We'll get to that part of the conversation.
But, paradoxically, the critical moment which determined its capture within the black hole happened after that point. I refer, of course, to your decision not to return to the medium to fight my brother.
Wait. You mean the meat and candy thing? Oh my god. You mean I actually did make a mistake that day?
Well, that's not exactly what that...
Oh, I fucking knew it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I put the Earth inside a black hole, everyone. What a fucking apology. I'm so sorry that I put the Earth inside a black hole, everyone, and just like a little frowny face. Oh my god. Like, holy shit. Yeah, this line is just like endlessly fucking funny to me. Like, I don't even know if I could like describe exactly why, but I just find this fucking hilarious. John, listen. You have got to get out of this mindset. I am begging you. Your choice literally didn't matter. The whole thing was symbolic in the first place. Literally symbolic. In the case of the picnic, I mean, come on. It was just some steak and a plate of candy suckers. Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say that the meal we shared was unimportant given the sacred significance of the two options I presented.
Come on, Roxy. You gotta be more culturally sensitive.
But yes, your choice of snack was definitely infinitely less important than the choice which it presaged.
What? How did we never notice? Well, the thing about black holes, its distinguishing features, that's black. And the thing about space, the color of space, your basic space color is black. Yeah.
And even then, calling it a choice would be sorely misleading. Think of it like a coin flip.
Think of it like a coin flip. This Callie cannot possibly have been talking to Terzi, but like, big Terzi vibes. Especially, you know, with Homestuck reread streams, how we've, you know, in more recent times, been reading kind of the part of the story around the coin flip incident with Dave and Terzi and that whole conversation about, you know, the meaning of luck and like the timeline stuff and all that. Think of it like a coin flip, yes, because both universes exist. And it was not the meter candy decision. It was the decision whether or not to fight Lord English. But I mean, the meter candy decision is like pretty solidly tied to those outcomes. Yes, the luck doesn't matter, Paige. Jump cut to Vriska bleeding out trauma. Yeah.
Think of it like a coin flip. The series of events that led to us being trapped beyond the event horizon of an ubermassive black hole could be considered tails, where the events which would have occurred otherwise could be considered heads. Since both were possible and paradox space is the way it is, they actually both happened. We just happened to get tails instead of heads.
You mean we ended up with the bad possibility?
Not at all. Since both possibilities depend on one another's existence, it really doesn't matter since it really doesn't make sense to call them right or wrong. They both just are.
Okay.
Oh, I realize this may be a lot to process, but I realize this may be a lot to process. It's easy to forget that this wasn't obvious to everyone from the beginning. Anyway, the reason I went on this tangent in the first place was to explain that the space we are standing in right now has a special significance, in that it is the location which corresponds to the black hole's singularity.
Haha. Meet 36. Roxy, they stay home all day with the blinds drawn, painting some weird-ass shit on the walls. Okay. So that... It's all good, so that was meat that the location was specifically mentioned. In Candy, I feel like we get some kind of mention or elaboration on that in Candy too. But it's not entirely implausible that it's just like the same location in both universes that they go to do this. They're scrolling.
Anyway, the reason that I went on this tangent in the first place was to explain that the space we are standing in right now has a special significance, in that it is the location which corresponds to the black hole singularity. Oh, wow. Okay, so sorry if this is a dumb question to ask suddenly, but what does being inside of a black hole actually mean for us? Is that bad? Is it like that movie? Is it like in movie, Shoot. Yeah. I feel like they forgot, the Terminator there or something.
Roxy, what was that Matthew McConaughey movie from your Earth that we watched? You mean Interstellar? Right! The one with the organ. Man, I cried at that movie so much. Well, you can say that again. IRC, at least part of why you got so weepy was the fact that you couldn't believe a version of Earth existed where people got to watch more McConaughey films than you. Listen, I simply don't think you all appreciated the gift you were given.
I don't believe I'm familiar with this particular film.
Oh, don't worry, Cal, you didn't miss much. But the important point is that no, it's not really an interstellar type situation here, Egbert. You're not going to enter a weird time vortex and change the trajectory of a little girl's life with the power of love. Aw. I have not seen Interstellar. I don't even know what it's about. I guess it has something to do with black holes. The meteor is the singularity, like a threshold? It makes sense that old Callie meditated there. Yeah, so I guess by the singularity, I think they just mean it's like the very center. But they talk a little bit more about, you know, what would be required to remove Candy Earth from the black hole. Space colonization? You're gonna pitch it with no spoilers. Okay, I'm intrigued. Because space colonization. Roxy, this is blasphemy. What year did that come out? I'm assuming that this was specifically from Roxy's Earth because it came out after 2009. There's a lot of typos in that, but somehow Google still figured it out. Yeah, 2014. Yeah. $2014, so yes, that would be why. Okay.
To go back to your original question, John, it's not strictly speaking bad for us to be inside of a black hole, much though that contradicts most of what anyone knows about them. Of course, if we had fallen into it, that would be a whole other kettle of fish. The tidal forces would have stretched us all into spaghetti and then ripped us apart. But the nature of our arrival was more akin to simply being here suddenly. One moment we were not, and the next moment we were, and somehow always had been. In everyday practical terms, being inside of a black hole has very little bearing on us. I mean, the nature of space and time is a little finicky here, but for the most part it doesn't seem to be anything too out of the ordinary. But beyond that, it means that we are sealed away from the rest of existence. Our sphere of influence is limited to the sphere of the black hole's bounding horizon. As far as everyone else is concerned, we might as well not even exist.
Is there no way we could let anyone know that we're in here? Spaghetti vacation. Hey. Love the ongoing implication that B2 Earth was still normalish for a good handful of years after the Condas took over. Yeah, I mean, the implication of B2 things after the Condas take over was that, like, she did all of those horrible things, but it was a slow boil, you know what I mean? Like, you know, she worked up to the more and more horrific stuff. Dead Jade Earth simply had that word as the caption. Ugh. Yeah, slow boil. Yeah. Is there no way we could let anyone know that we're in here?
Almost certainly not. There are very few ways for anything to escape the kind of predicament that we are in right now. One of them is to be an all-powerful being with control over the very fabric of space, with the energy of 2 universes at your disposal. In which case, escape would become rather trivial, if a little unscientific.
Okay, I am going to assume that we can't just do that.
You've hit the nail on the head, unfortunately. The method I described was the one employed by my alternate self, who you may recall crashed through the event horizon in the body that once belonged to Jade Harley. She departed through a puncture she created in the black hole's surface shortly after consuming my brother, a deed which provided her with the necessary oomph, and which was frankly rather breathtaking to watch.
I love that. Candy Earth has been essentially sealed away. Yeah, Candy Earth is essentially completely isolated from any sort of influence on the rest of Paradox space. Or Calliope. Yeah, Calliope after consuming Lord English specifically. That is where the 2 comes in. Oh my god. It was frankly rather breathtaking to watch. Callie, I fucking love you.
But upon her departure, the rift closed for good. As far as I can see, there's simply no way for us to communicate with the world outside the black hole. I would certainly be very surprised to find out that anyone had managed such a thing.
Right. So, and then John just keeps going. Fucking John, he's like,
I'd certainly be very surprised to find out if anyone had managed such a thing.
John standing there having texted Terezi for a solid 20 years, just casually texting someone outside of the fucking black hole, and then just doesn't bring it up here. Yeah, apparently nothing can break this black hole. No communication except for cell phone towers. And the internet. Candy Earth is in gay baby jail. There's just no way unless it's mobile data. Yeah. God. Right. So, let me just get this straight. Knowing that we are inside of a black hole, does that actually change anything? Can't we just go on living like normal?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't know if you've noticed, John, but this world is on the brink of a total cataclysm.
Oh.
Our exclusion from the overarching course of events which governs all reality means that our existence here is liable to dramatic and violent upheaval. To put it another way, because nothing in here matters, we are likely to be subjected to things which are a bit bats in the belfry for no reason other than it's totally insignificant to the wider canon of reality. And much though I am personally titillated by some of the consequences of this predicament, it is a degrading way for us to live.
Interesting. Locked up like the Time Lords. Everything I know about Doctor Who has been forced upon me by my Tumblr dashboard, and I still don't really know much about Time Lords. Fanfiction zone! So to speak, yes. The fanfiction zone. But yeah. So, addressing, again, the wild fucking events of this timeline, and they're kind of offering an explanation for that within the specific context of things. Black hole do not open. Vor, major character death. To prevent Jane from polluting the multiverse if it had any sort of forces behind it besides dumb luck. Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is that Meet Jane was... I think what it's kind of saying here is that Meet Jane was able to get, or, you know, like, got this extreme in this instance of Earthsea in part because of the fact that they are in this black hole locked away without any influence of the greater canon of reality. If only Jane were doing the same horrible stuff in both timelines. I mean, Meet Jane is busting out the same kind of bullshit talking points. Like, they started from the same place. But Meet Jane has not reached the point of doing fucking air raids. And that's kind of what I mean by Jane getting this far in this, specifically on Candy Earth, right? Meet Jane right now is in a bar with Jaspros in the bonus updates. Yeah, because I don't think any of the goings on Meet Earth are ever going... I get the feeling that the goings on Meet Earth are not going to really be a part of the primary Homestuck Squared comic. The Meet timeline really is just focused on the 3 different ships. The Theseus crew, the crew that stole the ship from Jake to chase after the Theseus, and the Candy crew that jumped through the hole in reality, or that jumped through the rip in the black hole via Alt Cali's powers. I feel like those are going to be the focus, and that the things happening on Meet Earth are not really what the main story will focus on. So that's kind of like bonus update material. Anyway, yes, catnapped. Wild that Jane is actually the president is much less authoritarian than, again, I guess much less time was passed. Yeah, no, that is true. Meet timeline is also, yeah, it is condensed into a much shorter period of time. Like, the end of Meet is Jane being elected, and the end of Candy is like, what, like 20 years after that? 15 years after that? Something along those lines. It's a good while longer. But yeah, Meet Jane has not quite gotten there, as far as we know. But yeah, so it's explaining that. It's kind of explaining, you know, the suddenly being in the black hole is, you know, the kind of, that being the particular reason why the Candy decision made Rose suddenly no longer ill or whatever. You know, being in that black hole is then explaining Dirk's unfortunate circumstances in Candy. You know, Candy is, I mean, that's kind of like, it was already kind of in fandom consciousness to talk about the way that Candy is like, pulls a lot of things to their extremes. But this is offering it like kind of an explanation of that, at least, you know, within the context of Squared and the Epilogues. This is like the kind of material reason for these changes would be the fact that they are literally inside of the black hole. Which, I mean, we kind of already knew before this as readers. But anyway, just interesting to, like, speak about in a more specific manner. 15 years minimum pass, whereas as far as you know, Meet pass in a few months. Basically, yeah, that's essentially the timeline. Case in point, Vriska can fall out the butt end of another black hole and right in front of the one troll she wants to kill more than any other. You're so fucking right. Yeah. God. Anyway, yeah. So that is this nonsense.
At first, I believed that this was simply necessary, us playing tails to our counterparts' heads, the black to their white, and so forth. But over the years, I have come to the conclusion that this is simply not kosher.
It's total BS is what it is.
Right, yes. A steaming pile of bullshit. So we have decided that something needs to be done about it.
This is finally where you come in, Jegbert. We got quests for yous.
Yes, or a quest, to be specific. Oh boy!
This fucking nerd, I swear to God. I love Roxy's side commentary, and I love Roxy, and I love Callie, and look at this fucking nerd. I have a quest for you. And he fucking goes, oh boy! Callie says everyone is acting cringe on Candier. Oh, God. Okay. I'm not sure how I can go about freeing us from a hellish space prison, but I'm up for giving it a try, I guess. Oh, right. John's retcon powers disappeared in Candy. Which also makes sense in the context of, like, being completely cut off from the rest of the canon of reality. I'm not sure how I can go about freeing us from a hellish space prison, but I'm up for giving it a try, I guess. I have literally nothing better to be doing at this point, except for maybe hanging out with Harry Anderson. Nice save, lol. But you don't need to worry about busting us out of space jail, TBH. That's not your problem to fix. Oh, I'm not sure I follow then. I mean, yeah, you're gonna obs facilitate it in a sense, but only by going and busting the person who can actually help us out of normal Earth jail. Oh boy, here it fucking comes.
We need you to free Vriska from the clutches of our misguided friend Jane and bring her here to the Singularity.
Fucking Vriska. Because it's always gotta be fucking Vriska. Oh yeah, Roxy as a Void player, the black hole is totally her deal. Yeah. Fucking Vriska. The fucking Thief of Light is gonna steal their relevance back. It's basically kind of the plan. I saw a couple of folks crossing their fingers that they really want it to be like, I haven't read God Feels, but apparently in God Feels it's like Brain Ghost Vriska helps June realize that she is June. Or, helps June realize, her transness. They were like, what if Vriska transes the gender and, by that process, that is what, it is so important and relevant. It brings the Candy Earth back into the rest of the canon of reality, which is an interesting theory, enjoyable theory. But yeah, at this point, I know that at least Aisha is aware of God Feels, so I feel like they wouldn't go that route just because, like, it would be a pretty obvious, like, basically just taking the plot point out of God Feels. Friends are saying early, Blake and Daiwer must be losing his shit that his Vriska Green Sun theory got retconned back to being true. Wait, what's his Vriska Green Sun theory? The one thing that can cancel out a black hole is a white hole? They wish to make June Egbert canon. Does June transitioning make the Candy timeline canon again? That is a much better way of wording the theory that I saw people talking about today. Basically, that's the theory. that might be the direction they're going. Hello, Writhing Leku. BKE is Blade Kind Eyewear. He was a very active theorist when Homestuck proper was actively updating. Not so active anymore. Kind of had a little bit of a breakdown when the comic ended. But I think that I know that he did a live blog of reading the epilogues. I don't know if he's been keeping up with Squared, though. White Hole throws everything out, including light and time. Years-long standing theory that Vriska, as the spotlight-stealing thief of light, would be the one to destroy the green sun or steal its light. Okay. Well, the one thing that can cancel it, case in point. You know, breakdown. Damn, tell me more later. No, basically, it didn't end. What was it? I think it was like it didn't end the way that he expected it would. And he'd like invested a lot of time and effort into his theorizing, and it was just kind of like, it was just a lot. Other than that, though, I don't really feel comfortable with like ruminating on the details of someone's breakdown. So that's kind of all the details I will give. If you are so intrigued to find out more, I'll leave that up to you, but I don't want to keep going with that. What about a green hole? But yeah, Vriska is the solution. Because fucking of course. I mean, there's been already a lot of talk about like Vriska and plot. But here's the other thing. Vriska at this point, Candy Vriska. There's only one fucking Vriska. Okay, Vriska at this point. I'm just so used to having to specify for every single character which universe I'm talking about them in. Wouldn't have it any other way. Abso-fucking-lutely. Which is why she's got her own plan right now, which involves getting arrested on purpose for some reason. And then, I know she talked about she wants to start another Spurb session. And there was one more thing. I think there was one other part of her plan from that chapter where there was that conversation between her and Vrissy. I think there was one other thing there that I'm forgetting. But basically, she's cooking up her own fucking plans. So the quest to get her on board with this is going to involve convincing her that someone else's plans are better than hers, which is basically fucking impossible. So meet Vriska, who got stuck in the candy timeline, basically. Yeah. Didn't realize how literal it was. Yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, going back to Spurb Glory days, and you'll there for that. Yeah, like, Iron's back in the fire. She got there and was immediately like, this whole fucking planet is mine now. Actually. It is mine to play with, and I'm gonna fix it because I know best. She like, it hurts because she almost got some character development out of it. Like, you know, there was that conversation with Vrissy at the end of Candy Epilogues, and she was talking about parentheses Vriska, and talking about, you know, I had it and then it was gone. Anyway, you know, parentheses Vriska, and like that, you know, that whole conversation there was like, it almost went somewhere, and then they got back into the action in Homestuck Squared, and they were like, actually, never mind, basically. What would be easier is convincing her that even if her plan works, it accomplishes nothing, means nothing, and signifies nothing. Yeah. I suppose, yeah. But convincing her of that might be, I don't know, it might be easier. But it would still be pretty fucking difficult. Yeah. Pre-retcon Vriska. And then, yeah, parentheses Vriska. It would be fucking fascinating if they had a redux of the conversation between Vriska and parentheses Vriska by having parentheses Vriska fall through the black hole and land on Candy Earth and having them like actually have a second conversation. Curious. I would be curious about that occasion. Yeah, so their idea is that Vriska can assist them. But there's a long journey ahead of them for that one. Then have a fun time ruling over your little bubble away from everything else in all of reality. Yeah. Anyway, we are almost at the bottom of this page. Let's keep moving.
We need you to free Vriska from the clutches of our misguided friend Jane and bring her here to the singularity.
I'm gonna sneeze. Fucking hell. Anyway. We've been calling it the plot point.
Yes, the plot point is a key part of our plan. As far as we have been able to surmise, the only remaining method for escaping our grim confinement depends on leveraging the unique properties of this location to create an event of such cataclysmic proportions that it simply cannot be contained within the black hole anymore. Something so dramatic, so hyper-relevant, that it becomes ontologically impossible for anyone to ignore it. For that, we need an individual of sufficient narrative clout, so to speak, and to liberate her, who better than the embodiment of the aspect of freedom itself?
That is indeed their plan. Remember was a beautiful flash. I'm so glad that one and only Vriska had a satisfying ending to her character arc. Yeah, Remember is gorgeous and so good. Candy's trying to make itself canon? Pretty much. And in doing so, I think, they're hoping that in doing so, it will stabilize aspects of their reality because they now exist in tandem with the rest of canon. Breath freedom confirmed, thanks. Yeah.
Phew, okay, I'm finished. Sorry, that took longer than I expected to get through.
What are you talking about, Callus? That was great. I could listen to you plot-splain for years.
Oh, you.
FYI, this is why I wanted you to get a... FYI, this is why I wanted you to get a move on, egg bread. So Callie could have more time to info dump. That's love, bitch. I love Roxy so much. Oh my god, what a fucking line. So Callie could have more time to info dump. That's love, bitch. Oh my god. Yeah, and egg bread, isn't that... Let me double check something. Let me double check something. I'm looking at a bread recipe. 1 second. Let me look up to make sure I'm getting the right. Yeah, I am remembering it correctly. Challah bread. I just wanted to make sure that I was remembering the correct recipe. associations when the term egg bread occurred. But yes, challah bread. Challah bread is very nice. Anyway. That's love, bitch. Oh my god. Okay, well, I think I understood all that. In reality, John isn't sure what most of this means, but on balance, it feels okay. He's gone back and forth about 100 times in the last week about where his place in everything is, so he might as well ride this out. Plus, the last time Lalonde kind of told him to do something, he thinks that he chose not to, and look where that got him. And it's not like he has other plans. He may as well do this. It's at least going to get him involved in things again, if nothing else. He turns to go, and then hears a sound. It's the sound of feet and knocking on doors, echoed through stone and digital static. Did you hear that? What? Oh, yeah, I may have messaged Rose and Can and Jade to check in on them, too. So it's probably one of them showing up. They don't need to know about all this, though. We got time to chat with them before you go get Vriska. I'll go stall him. Thanks, babe. Oh, is it too soon for that joke, or? No, weirdly enough, that one's fine. Oh, good. Okay, see you up there soon. And that is everything, and just in time. Yeah. That's all for now. For now. Yeah. I know that we're probably not going to get this, but there's a part of me that really hopes the next update is going to be that conversation with Rose and Kanaya and Jade. Either the conversation where John is trying to stall them, or the conversation with them and Roxy and Callie, or both. I love them so much. Oh, I just have so much love for these characters. And it's really exciting to see the Junening being like, we're getting a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer to, like, each kind of hint is getting more and more blunt, so to speak. But yeah, like earlier on, it was just kind of like little things here and there, like maybe picking up on this or that. But this one had, like, I think the most, like, in your face, this smacks of gender yet, as of yet. And I'm very excited for the continuation of all of that. Please get the Space Girls back together. Yes. June is slowly but surely getting a crop top, and maybe that's intentional. Yeah. Yeah, this, like, if I remember correctly, this subject came up before we started talking about gender stuff, but yeah, the fact that the old Too Small God Tier outfit is still going on, I feel like is going to be used as a symbolic transformation of, you know, like as a part of the transitioning, symbolic shedding of that childhood trauma to get a new wardrobe and stop wearing the weenie little God tier duds. Could choose to modify the outfit, but didn't, right? That's true as well. I did forget about that, but reading modify the outfit, that makes me remember that one, what the fuck is it called? The fight between Mina and Vriska, where Mina like cycles through 30 different versions of her god tier outfit, just like on demand. Mini strafe, thank you. Yeah. So, you know, the choice not to change that in this case, I feel like would be kind of symbolic of a like just not being ready to address stuff head on yet. All three, yeah. Yeah, maybe feelings of like, I know I can change this to just fit, but I don't want this, but I don't want this outfit. I want, you know, things to be different, but I'm not ready to face that I want it to be different yet, so the old stuff just stays. You know what I mean? Just forgot or doesn't know. Also a possibility. We saw Mina do that, but we haven't seen any other characters do that, I don't think. You wear like a normal polo shirt when we saw Harry Anderson last. Yeah, that's true as well. He's wearing... I mean... He's wearing a normal polo shirt somewhere. I think it was like... Oh! When you got the call from Carcat? Yeah, Carcat called his cell phone. And then it was like, oh, put on the god tier duds for action time. Just like old times. And everybody's like, John... What the fuck are you wearing? Yeah. Kind of like, when you step back into that old role of protagonist. But it doesn't really fit anymore. There's so much symbolism in the fact that he's walking around in his two small god tier pajamas. Gah. You're 30. Put on a shirt that fits. But yeah. Take like Rose, Dirk, Callie. They all have god tier outfits, but modified from the basic form. Yes, they've all modified or like grown up or whatever their outfits to fit them and to fit in the modern, like, where they're at. Yeah, they recall back to game days that matured their views that John hasn't taken that maturity stuff. Well, I mean, I think that calls back a little bit to what he was talking about with regards to Dad Egbert and feeling like he should be more like his dad, or that like he should be becoming that idea of adulthood and masculinity that his dad kind of promoted to him as a child. Yeah, Dirk modifies his god tier because he watched so much anime it poisoned his brain with thoughts of dramatic outfits, and Rose did it to get those Greek god vibes. Their outfits are quite excellent. To be fair, Rose is dealing with Dirk's presence and influence, so yeah. Dirk is still all up in Rose's head, which I hate, and I want to end him. Yeah, they started kind of getting to what are we gonna do when we get there in the previous update, but they didn't quite get to that point of the conversation. But that conversation and that, you know, Like, that conversation's gonna happen at some time, and at some point in time, they're gonna fucking get there, and they're gonna have to have that actual confrontation with Dirk, and they're gonna have to, you know what the fuck they're doing. Who else modified their outfit? Gamzee doesn't count. Gamzee was not actually god tier, so he couldn't have done the magic thing. It's also fake and just a whole extreme metaphor about Gamzee never making any real growth. Seriously, noticing whenever Dirk is talking, people's head forcibly changing Rosebot to Rose in the text thing. Infinitely powerful. Yes. Speaking of spreading the love, I love wholeheartedly Terzi fucking Pyro. Very much. Very, very much. I love her. Oh yeah, Carcat wearing Dave's shirt. Ah, love that. And Dave wearing the shirt with Carcat's symbol on it. Ah, those two. Fantastic vibes. Glad to be leaving. Oh, true. Yeah, Dave Bot is not wearing the traditional night outfit either. Yeah, let me find, fuck, what chapter was Daybot in? It was not Okay, so there's this flower. It was not chapter 14. Was it the funeral? It's not this one. It was not this one. History's Most Notorious Haters. I think that was it. Yeah, there's Davebot. Let me see. Is there a better... I feel like there's a better example of Davebot's outfit in here. Oh my god, Zalix! Fucking pop noise. It's like that stupid fucking cat meme. How the fuck am I getting it down from here? Oh yeah, I hope that Solix becomes relevant again someday too. The time motif, yeah. Solix falls off a roof DLC 1. There's the panel I was looking for. There's the full fit. Oh yeah, let me just... Yeah. Popcat, your choice. Yeah, very modified, but still time-based. Aspect-based, yeah. Yeah, Radia's still rocking the OG. The OG fit. She is valid. Radia is like the most valid character in Homestuck, and I love her. Other timeline Jade have spacey clothes. Yeah, the dress. Meet Jade's dress. Yeah. But yes. And does the dress count as a god tier outfit? I don't know. Jade didn't have it before. Yeah. I guess it's... I don't know if it counts as a god tier dress, because it doesn't actually have the space symbol on it. A red dog icon. Yeah. It's not the space symbol, so I don't think it would be a god tier outfit. It's spacey themed, but like, so is the 3 in the morning dress, but that's not like a god tier thing either. Symbol with all color piece color. Yeah, exactly. So people can upgrade their god tier outfits, but it's mostly the robots and Dirk. Well, it's mostly the robots and Dirk that have, like, actually done it. It's still possible for everyone. Blurring the line between fashion evoking your aspect and literally hemming your sperm provided god tier clothes. Yeah. Because you could probably alchemy clone them too if you want. That as well. Yeah, alchemy mixes things up. I opened Discord for a specific reason. I remember what I was doing. I was looking for a PopCat video that I sent in a server. Yeah, I got distracted by Discord. No, wasn't that one. Shit, am I even gonna be able to fucking find this? Wonder how Rose and Dirk's weird evolutionary creatures are doing. Feel like they were alluded to somewhere. Yeah, we haven't checked in with them for a while. You know what I was looking at? The last time we checked in with them, you know why it feels like it was fucking forever ago? Because it was the end of May. Okay? June, July, August, September, October, November. We're most of the way through September. That was almost exactly 7 fucking months ago, the last time we checked in with the Theseus crew. Like, damn. Once joked about how that you could combine outfits of different aspects and classes to get new ones. Like, I don't even, it would be the Night of Breath or Air of Time. Bet they're next. I mean, I thought that they were going to be next as in, like, this chapter, the December update. But they've got to go back there soon. Like, it's been a real fucking long time since we checked in with that storyline. Which I think is really funny because when the first update came out and, like, the kind of first few updates, it made it seem like a big chunk of the story was going to be with the Theseus crew on Earth D, so to speak. On Deltratus, but, like, it really has not been a very significant chunk of the story. What did they just never do? We just never see them until a rocket collides with the planet. Cute, some what the fuck, cute Jurassic Park intro. Oh my god, fucking Jurassic Park intro music as they do, like, a fucking drone video flyover of, like, all the weird little fuckers that they created. Dirk in a cowboy hat riding a dinosaur. Yeah. Goddamn. Anyway. So yes, predictions for next time. Theseus, maybe? And oh, sweet, I fucking found the video I was looking for. Yeah, we gotta fucking, he is the dinosaur and the Dirk body is his hat. I don't remember what the actual song in this video is. I just remember I thought it was funny and I linked it in a Discord server. Yeah, I'm gonna play Popcat and then we're gonna listen to Dumbass Terminal to play us out, cause like, that is an excellent fucking song and I think that all of you should hear it with your ears. Soon it will be the new year. Oh, fuck, I have been avoiding thinking about that. There can inhabit all dinosaurs' greatest power. Yeah, this is a fan album. Unofficial MSPA fans, yeah. They put it together. It's a whole bunch of different artists. The sprites are gone only in Candy. I don't know if we have confirmation that the sprites are gone in Candy or not. I know that they're not gone in Meat. Because of the bonus updates with Jaspros. And Dave Petta falls through the black hole into Candy. Oh, and then I think was killed by Lord English in the struggle to kill him. Wonder if it's related to the locked out of relevance part. Yeah, yeah, that could affect the sprites. There's potential for that to affect the sprites, but I don't think anything is confirmed in either direction at the moment. David, I know. Yeah, we talking major epilogue spoilers this whole time. Triangle. Okay, y'all, I'm behind on uploads again. But this will be posted soon. I really do just need to bunker down and like do the thumbnail. I need to finish this fucking Christmas gift first. You knew what you signed up for. What Lord English is doing in the vortex. Oh god. On that note, here's a cat. He was devoured. Ugh. Ugh. Here's a cat. Censor Kitty. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Popcat the original? Oh, was this the original video? I don't know where it came from. God damn. Oh my god, what was I gonna fucking say? Maybe it doesn't surprise me. Well, surprise you, I will. Here's a video. Thanks for hanging out. I hope that y'all enjoyed our read through and our conversation today. I was enjoying our back and forth and our theorizing. We had good discussions, good talks. I will be continuing to stream Homestuck Squared updates as they occur. In the meantime, Arcade Spirits is almost done. We have got like 2 more streams left of Arcade Spirits, by my estimates, because each chapter has been taking approximately 2 streams, and we are on the final chapter. We will be beginning the final chapter at the start of next Wednesday's stream, which I believe is December 30th, the last stream of the year. We're starting the last chapter of Arcade Spirits. And on weekends, of course, we got Homestuck reread streams. We are in the Murder Stuck zone. Okay. Make me say something, Redemption. Are you overwhelmed by these puns? There are very many of them. To answer your question, there are very many of them. Definitely will not miss Okay, sweet. Looking forward to seeing you there. Yeah. The last Arcade Spirits was fucking wild. There was a gun. The VOD is still on Twitch, if you are intrigued. And I will be posting 12 and 13, parts 12 and 13 on the YouTube very soon. 12, I think it's like uploaded, ready to post. I just need to make the fucking thumbnail. I keep watching dumb YouTube videos when I take breaks from painting or like stop to let the paint dry. I should be making the thumbnail for Arcade Spirits. Did they give a baby gun? How is Vor even involved anymore? I mean, like, that's, yeah, oh boo, I won't validate that one. Yeah, that's stretching it. Alright, speaking of stretching it, we're like almost 20 minutes overtime now. I gotta skedaddle, because I have a fucking, art thing to finish that was supposed to be finished a few days ago. So, on that note, thanks, Corinthia. Good night. Take care to you as well. Have a lovely, splendid rest of your day, whatever you may be getting up to. And fingers crossed, I'll be seeing y'all right back here for more Homestuck shenanigans, more Arcade Spirits, or beyond that, we got once we finish Arcade Spirits, bonus stream is one Sims 3 stream as the palette cleanser. Our new plan. We're continuing with that plan. We'll have a little palette cleanser Sims 3 stream, and then Sonic Adventure DX, followed by Sonic Adventure 2. I've been saying we're going to stream those games since summer, and I had no idea how long Arcade Spirits was going to take, but we're almost fucking there. Okay. On that note, I hope that y'all will stick around for all of those shenanigans. Have a lovely time, and I will see you around whatever the fuck cat video this is gonna play us out. Followed by Dumbass Terminal. Very good song. Okay, good night.